Hey guys, welcome to Team Skills introductory video to our Star Wars campaign. I have with me here Laurie, or as you may know him as Davros Harlock, the tech priest, the enigmatic tech priest. What we're going to do here is we're going to have maybe he's going to GM sometimes and I'm going to GM sometimes in the beginning. So we both have different characters and we're both going to switch around. So we're going to talk about what kind of campaign we want to have with the players.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah.
Hi.
Yeah. So first thing, we're going to talk about the setting. We don't need to spend 10 minutes like in Warhammer because everybody knows Star Wars, right? So, but we should say like what time period we're going to play in. And I think we settled for New Hope time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
between
For
3
Good
and 4.
Republic. Yeah,
Star Wars
that'd be
Rebels
good.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's what the book is. The book is the Force and Destiny book. It says to be. Yeah, and what kind of is there going to be like a theme to the campaign? Because it depends on what book you have. So, like, if you have Edge of Empire, which is the smuggling and bounty hunting one, it's very different than to the Age of Rebellion, which is the Rebel Soldier one. So, what do you think? Should we have like more of a mission based, or out for ourselves, or trying to discover the Force stuff?
It's kind of freelance, isn't it? Unless we're like
Yeah,
solely attached to the Republic.
yeah.
I thought we were going to be more like, yeah, freelance. So how would we get missions as well then? To be quite.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Like, you can, because each character has like, well, no, any Age of Empire character has obligation. Age of Rebellion
Oh,
guys have
yeah.
duty. So you pick this thing at the beginning of your character. So if you were having a smuggler Han Solo character and you said, "My obligation is I owe Jabba the Hutt lots of money," and then maybe in a session some bounty hunters will come after you and stuff, and you'll have to ask your mates to help you to help you get rid of Jabba. So
And maybe you can get rid of him or pay off your debt, actually.
yeah, that too. Yeah, yeah.
Multiple ways.
Yeah, so at the moment it looks like we're going to have one Edge of Empire character is me, two Age of Rebellion characters at Sam and Jamman, so Garvel and Raga, and then Christy will probably be a Jedi Mystic, and you will be also a Jedi Shadow.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll probably have, if I'm GMing, it's two Force and Destiny, two Age of Rebellion. So that's okay. So it's just duty and morality, which is kind of the same thing, kind of. It's just when I'm going to play, and then I'm I'm going to be a bit more self-serving, which should be fun. Um, yeah.
Oh,
So,
great.
but we're going to do like the pre-written adventures, right? The modules. So
Yeah.
I'm going to do the one in the
Maybe
back of
change them
the
up a bit as well.
yeah. I'll do the one in the back of the book. You've got the GM kit one,
Yeah.
and we can also throw in some more Edge of Empire type stuff as well to keep
Mm.
it more interesting for the non-force using characters, because the Force and Destiny adventures are like go and find this temple and get a holocron
Yeah.
and stuff, and
Go find your Jedi lightsaber.
yeah.
Go find the crystals.
Yeah, well, I read in the rule book, like if you give the Jedi character their lightsaber, you should probably give the other player something good, like give the bounty
Yeah.
hunter some new armor, or give the pilot a ship or something, a
Yeah.
starfighter. So yeah, so we can work that in. Um, yeah, but I think since we'll have two Jedi characters or Force users, then we'll definitely be using uh, the morality and the conflict mechanic. So every time you do something sort of not Jedi-like or sort of selfish or whatever or evil, you get conflict, and at the end you total it up, and you roll a d10 and you compare it, and then if you're above, you go up, and if you're below, you go down. Morality scale. So yeah, um, and you can do that also by using like dark side points for your force powers. Yeah,
I.
but you want to do that, don't you? You want to be. a bit evil.
I don't know. I guess I'll tread the line. I mean, you can't get force lightning or anything, can you?
Yeah,
Can you?
yeah.
There are like stats for that.
Each force power has two sides, or the active ones do. So if you use it on the good side, like heal, it's fine if you're a high morality. But if you're a dark sider, you use more strain, which is like it tires you out more
Yeah.
for using light side stuff, and then vice versa. So if you're a light sider doing dark side stuff, you can take strain. So, but once you go evil, you can do all that shit.
This would be more like force drain.
Yeah, yeah. But you will have to roleplay that fall. That that evilness. Because if you don't do any conflict, you're just going to keep going up. So you need to keep being evil to keep yourself down. It's like Kylo Ren. You've got to really
To be a
work
bastard.
to be a bastard. Yeah. Yeah, and also we should talk about like the Jedi power level at the beginning as well. Like we
Yeah.
spoke about this yesterday, so it will probably be, starting off like Luke in uh, Empire Strikes Back. Where he can like just move the lightsaber if he concentrates.
Yeah, well, I think in the one shot we did, it was like you can move something big as a backpack,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
wasn't it?
yeah, yeah,
Bag.
yeah. I think they were like level 2 or 3, or not levels, but because they had lightsabers as well, right? So
So I guess if it's like any lower, it'd just be like heightened,
pencil.
heightened like senses.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's like Raga at the beginning, he could just do like really nothing that useful, and now he's
So,
like zapping everybody and pushing them around, and yeah, so it'll probably be more like that. You're probably gonna focus on your career skills first, using them. So what do you
yeah,
actually what do your shadow get? Like skullduggery and stealth and stuff?
yeah, it's like deception, coerce, thing and stuff like that. I'll have to get my laptop because it's all on there, but
Yeah. Commerce.
coerce.
Oh, coercion, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think he gets a bonus because he's a Zabrak as well.
Yeah.
He also gets survival because he's a Zabrak,
Yeah. That's
which
good.
ties in nicely to his background as well.
Yeah. So, because we're going to be swapping out, I thought we should have sort of similar roles in the party.
Party.
Yeah. So, and you're quite a fighter, aren't you? You have melee as
Uh,
well.
I don't think I do actually.
Oh,
Rip.
you don't have any fighting skills.
I don't think so.
Uh,
Yeah.
maybe you could level. Did you already use all your XP?
Yeah, for the characteristics.
Oh dear. There must be a Jedi.
Rip.
Is the shadow the class or the specialization?
Specialization.
Oh, what's the class?
I
Sentinel
think
or something?
consular, I think.
Oh, okay.
Not sure, this could be totally wrong.
Yeah. So maybe we're not going to have that much of a combat orientated campaign. Yeah.
Rip.
Yeah. Well, so we can go down the line. So if there's anything, do you want to introduce your shadow? Or just a little bit? We can actually introduce the characters in the first session, but you can like,
Let's get my notes out.
yeah.
Yeah, he's a Zabrak shadow called Krago Kratomulto.
Mm.
And yeah, he started on a tribal world, and as they do, they're quite martial Zabrak. So they have combat tournaments, and he was in the final round of this combat tournament, and then he's about to lose. He's on his back with a sword pointing at his throat and everything, and then he uses through sheer willpower. He uses the force to pull the opponent's leg over. He trips him, and then he gets up and finishes him off. with spear. Yeah, and he survives, but then he's exiled
Yeah.
because his tribe didn't like people who use the Force.
What's
They
he
really
like? What's he like?
done it.
What's he like mechanically? Like, what's his role in the party?
Oh, I guess just like stealthy, deceptive. Like he knows about the underworld and
Uh,
drugs and the gangs.
does he have Underworld or Streetwise?
He's got underworld, yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And he's got
I guess
Skullduggery.
I guess he
Yeah.
spent a few years in the city
Mm.
surviving, quite poor.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So he's definitely on the lower side of the morality then.
Yeah. Well, Zabrak, like, because they had quite a strong connection with the Sith,
Mm.
so they like forced to like kind of put in the martial, fighting
Yeah, yeah.
traditional stuff
Yeah,
into
yeah.
it as well.
So he's quite aggressive as well then.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's also cautious.
Yeah. Okay.
I
So
think he just fights to survive
yeah.
and then fights to do his objective.
So would he advocate violence to solve problems, or would he be avoiding fighting and sneaking around?
I think they try and stealth as much as possible
Mm.
to avoid fighting because he knows that he's
Yeah.
not the strongest of fighters.
Yeah.
Like if he was against like a really strong
Mm.
Mandalorian, he would
Yeah,
just
yeah.
lose outright.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
that's how he survived this long. He's uses stealth and deception
Mm.
to
Yeah,
fly his
yeah.
way out of things.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
sneaky.
Mine's kind of similar, but he's a colonist marshal. So he was a marshal on a sort of a backwater planet, but he was never very like he didn't really wasn't very good at it. He was quite laid back, and he would just take the money from the criminals instead of arresting them and stuff. And yeah, and then he's got like leadership, deception, streetwise, range light, so he's pretty good with a pistol. But he got found out, so he had to sneak aboard a ship and get out of there.
Uh-huh.
And I'm hoping that's where he meets Chanman's character, who we'll talk about later, the engineer. But yeah, he started like just working for crime gangs, doing stuff like debt collecting and roughing people up when they don't pay money and stuff. And that's where he got his negotiation skills as well.
Nice.
Yeah, so, and I think I'm gonna play him like he's like kind of like yours as well. Like he doesn't want to get into a straight fair fight. He would rather like use deception and negotiation. Yeah, and he has I used you can do this thing where you can take more obligation to get more XP, and I just got 5 extra XP so I can get the bad cop talent, which means I can give boosts to if I do really good coercion or deception, I can give boosts to other people's like charm rolls. So it should have some good synergy with Christie's Mystic.
Nice.
Yeah. And then let's just talk about Christie's character then. It's subject to change, but what I've heard is that maybe a mystic duelist. So like these serene Jedi who are really good at like doing negotiations and stuff. So very socially orientated, charm skills and everything. And she's also the species where they get like 4 presents or something bonkers, and they have the pheromones which make people like them even more. So, but I think she's also going to take a lightsaber skill as well, so she might be one of the better fighters in the group. And then Sam Garvel is going to take, I think, a tactician, commander tactician. So he's going to be more like the above board leadership style, with like ranged heavy, I think he gets and stuff, and education. So he's going to know a lot, and he's gonna be able to lead people. But I think it's going to be fun to play with me as well, with Sam, because then we're both going to have leadership, but we're both going to be totally different types of leaders, and maybe we'll be like trying to both take over the the group, the situation. So that might be quite funny. Yeah, it's like the cop movie, it's like the straight-laced cop, and then there's the laid-back cop, the Starsky and the Hutch. And then Chairman is going to be the engineer from
You have
Age
to
of
have a muscle
Rebellion.
as well.
Yeah.
The Star Wars version.
Yeah. And Chairman will be an engineer, which is the Age of Rebellion engineer, not the Edge of Empire technician. And I think he wants to make droids, which is cool. So he's going to be like a droid builder guy, which is going to be awesome. And I might even see if he wants to get a ship, because they can get piloting as well. So if he had a ship, it would be quite interesting. So yeah, that's the group, and it starts with I'm GMing, so it starts with you guys. I guess next week we'll make the characters and then maybe start the adventure. That's about it, really, I guess.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah. And just read the adventure, and if you want to leave stuff out, sometimes they put stuff in like vehicle combat just to make you learn it, but you can just, if it's too much, you can just cut it out, or make it your own sort of thing.
It'd be that hard, really.
Yeah.
You just have speeders instead. That'd be more shooting, wouldn't it?
Yeah. And you have to add like boosts and stuff and everything. Yeah. We won't discuss the mechanics like the dice rolling because it's too complicated, but there's a cool webcomic which I linked to you guys, which I can put in the description as well, which is really useful for learning. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's really useful.
Good. Yeah. Quite good.
Yeah. They do a whole series. It's quite funny. So yeah, I guess that's everything, unless you have any other things you want to say. Questions?
Look forward to GMing and playing.
Ooh. It's like
Better than last time.
Yeah. Yeah, you did like 2 sessions of Dark Heresy, right? And yeah.
And the first one was good, but then the second one, I think it's either my GMing skill or the pre-made adventure.
Yeah.
I got lost a bit.
Yeah, the Dark Heresy ones are so hard to do because they have all these clues.
Control it so much. It's like actually playing a game.
Yeah.
Rather than actually, like some Sherlock Holmes shit.
Yeah.
I guess you can't adapt it to your. I mean, you could have, but I didn't really thought I could. I didn't think I could adapt it to my group.
Yeah, I mean, you have to be like, okay, guys, every room you go in, there'll be a clue. So make sure you do awareness all the time. That sort of thing. But with Star Wars, it should be pretty straightforward romp, And make sure you get some music from the Roll20 Star Wars music.
True.
Yeah, and it's good you don't need to draw maps with Star Wars because the range is just melee, short, medium, long, extreme.
Yeah.
So you don't need to draw maps and grids and stuff. So should be less prep work for you. Yeah. And also, to use the dice in Roll20, you have to become a subscriber to Roll20 because you have to use a script. So, yeah, and I don't know if that means that you have to be a subscriber as well to use the script if you're GMing. Yeah.
Does that mean just one person in the group, or like?
Well, if I host the room and I'm a subscriber, it should be fine. It just means you won't be able to do any GM stuff, but I don't know.
How much does it cost to subscribe to Roll20 then?
I don't know. It's like 3 to 5. a month or something. I can't remember.
Oh, that should be fine, right?
Yeah. Okay. Nice. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this little introduction to our Star Wars campaign, and I hope you will enjoy the coming videos, the coming Star Wars sessions. It should be me GMing for the first 2 or 3, and then Laurie will do 2 or 3, and then we'll see who wants to do what and stuff. If the players even like Star Wars still, maybe they they hate it and they want to go back to Dark Heresy and shooting Xenos in the face. Yeah.
Xenos.
Yeah, so see you guys later.
Bye.